And greetings from the church here with our weekly church mystery tour. We're glad to have you with us today as we share a view from here in the back of the church parking lot where David Lincecum and his friends Sarah and Russ have been lovingly taking care of these beautiful flowers. So when you drive in the church parking lot, you get to see that. And just look around this way toward the back, you see our view down toward the 1838 meeting house with looks like some threatening skies, passing shower. And then the back of the parish house built in 1988-89. And the latest addition is this enclosure for the oil tanks, as we took the oil tanks out of the ground and put them above ground, and then our handicap ramp and our back deck. And as we swing around, we come around to something that many people maybe have never been into or been around. Of course, going over the bridge to the back part of our property, and that is, now you look over, you can see the chapel over that area, and you come back this way, and you see the barn. It's a storage area that we have here. We think it might have been an old garden kind of shed. The windows on the back side of it are just random windows that got placed in there. If I had a stereotype, I would probably say some old farmers found some windows around and just placed them in. They're not really in there very well, other than just a strip of wood holding them in. But let's take a look inside the barn. I don't know what we're going to find, but we'll take a look here. So as we come in, we're going to see a number of different things, everything from the signs that are used for the blood drive, signage for the Victorian Christmas and the Christmas fair, poles for the large tent that we have, the giving tree that we have up at Christmas time, where people can put their Christmas cards there and make a donation in lieu of sending all the cards to everyone in the church for missions. We have that. Some of the plastic lightweight, did I say lightweight? Lightweight tables, which are helpful for us, much better than the old heavy ones. And they're stored here. And there's lots of other stuff that's stored here. We have everything from some items that we have being stored for an upcoming rummage sale, whenever that might happen. We don't encourage stuff coming into the barn, but there are some things, because of some certain circumstances, we decided that we would take on. And then we have storage of some items for specific purposes. So we have, for the beef barbecue, we have the potable water hose, a special hose. We have all the mason jars we use for flowers at the beef barbecue, which unfortunately we couldn't have this year. We'll have to have it. We'll have it again next year. And up above here, we have a number of different items, everything from the insulated containers that we keep the beef in while it's before it's cooked and then after it's cooked, and stuff for our corn cooker, where we boil off our freshly locally picked corn, is here in the barn. And we have a couple tents as well. And then we have, of course, we have to have our hand tools, everything from snow shovels for each door to yard rakes, things like that. And then as we come around, we have tubs for the rummage sale, which has hangers in it. So, and here's those windows I mentioned, by the way. As you see, they're kind of loosely fitted in there with just a piece of board holding them in there. They're not really your typical kind of window. So I'm going to come back out of the barn, and that's just one half of the barn. The other half of the barn, we have our Boy Scout troop has their supplies, and we are a very active Boy Scout troop, which does a lot of camping. Actually, they're going on camping this weekend, so we have that there, and they have a trailer here that they can use. As you swing around, get a nice view of the horse pasture in back. That's Sandra Cointreau, our neighbor to the west. Her property comes down along the back here, behind the old parsonage over here. And we get to hear the horses every once in a while. As I come around here to the shed, I can't help but think about all the stuff that we store. Susan and I, during this time of COVID, have been going through the house, picking out some of our belongings and our children's belongings that are no longer needed, clothes and other knickknacks and things like that, that we no longer need to put aside for donate to the church rummage sale. Of course, this year we didn't have the church rummage sale because of COVID, so we've had to find a different way of getting rid of those items. But it makes us think about all the stuff that we have. You go into a house or into your lives, if you take an inventory of your life, you think about all the things that we have that we have accumulated. And maybe we should be thinking about all the stuff we have. You've heard me talk about that before in sermons. Whether it's the physical items, or maybe some of the stuff that we have accumulated over time, be it through social media or other forms of media, television or radio. Henry Nouwen, the great Roman Catholic priest who used to teach at Yale Divinity School, used to always encourage people to have a healthy sense of control over the things that influence us, the things that we bring into our lives. So maybe we need to think about taking a break from Facebook or Instagram or Snapchat, or maybe even a local newspaper, maybe even a TV, and so that we can maybe focus on the things that are more important to us, be it family, love, or God. There's some wisdom in that from Henry, that if we kind of take control over the things that are coming into us and affecting our senses, sensory control, we have a better way of reacting out of who we are as a person of faith, as opposed to in a reactionary mode from all the influences that come upon us every day, where sometimes we feel like we're not in control anymore. So this week, I want you to think about the things that influence us, the things that we have accumulated, stored in the barns of our lives, or in the corners and attics of our houses, and maybe even in the corners, or maybe in the forefront of our own consciousness. Have a great week, everyone. I'm trying to get these out to you once a week. It doesn't always happen on a Thursday, but may blessings be with you until we see each other again. Peace.